Every year we look for students who have overcome whatever challenges have come their way. And so we have two very, very deserving award winners. We always start with second place first. Our second place winner is, so there is no third place. So, didn't think I forgot the numbers. I told you I'm old. Our second place winner is Max Barton. He attends Cumberland Perry ABTS in graphics communications. He has brought his dad Tim along with him and his two aunts Sandy and Terry, along with some school folks as well. And so let me tell you a little bit of, and Ann Burke was the nominator for Max. So let me tell you a little bit about Max. First of all, in terms of challenges, he has a developmental disability. He does require a modified curriculum that proceeds at a slower pace. New environments and new people are sometimes intimidating for you, Max. There were some initial concerns whenever they were talking about attending the CTC and about whether or not he would be successful there. But fortunately, his life skills teacher was a true advocate and said, yes, give him a try, give him a chance. And so they did. And then there was a major complication. Right before he started the ABTS, he lost his mom, which would put anybody back on their heels, certainly. And so those first months at the school were difficult. He was overwhelmed. He became frustrated. He was, I'll be very honest, he was very honest, and he was scared at the ABTS, and he expressed often that he did not want to be there. Okay? But the school didn't give up on him. And so what happened now is, in terms of overcoming his challenges, after he got a really good solid routine established, he improved. Things perked up. After a while, he was getting off the bus and saying hi to the administrative staff who greets everyone as they come in the building. He was going into the office, say, hey, hi, telling jokes, poking fun at people, So he was, frankly, turned into a little social butterfly. Currently, he works independently and is very social. He completes his assignments independently. He's not afraid to ask questions when he is unsure of the task he is asked to perform. He is in graphics communications area. So this is what he has accomplished. He absolutely independently runs the school copy center, which handles all the copying needs of the entire staff. He also takes new students under his wing and helps them with their projects and kind of helps them along. He can use the Adobe Suite program. He can use the cutter, the collator, the folding machine. He runs the presses. He makes business cards, business forms, invitations, and advertisements. Right? Okay. He is a member of Skills USA. He scored advanced on his pre-NOCTI exam. It's a huge accomplishment. And he will receive a certificate in graphic communications. And that's what he has done at his the CTC. At his high school, Redland High School, he also works in terms of copying. He makes copies, delivers school announcement sheets to the various rooms in the building. He helps in the woodshop class by organizing the tools and cabinets in the shop area before class starts. He participates in the Friendship Club, the Bowling Club, and he was actually crowned prom king of the 2015 Special Needs Prom. We're not done yet. He serves as a football team manager. He participates in Special Olympics in bowling and track and field. He volunteered, this is all of his volunteer work. He volunteers at the Salvation Army, where he sorts and prepares clothes before they're placed on the racks. And at New Hope Ministries, where he helps pack weekend food kits for children in after-school programs. He is also volunteers at the Bethany Village Retirement Community. Is there any place you don't go? And I don't know how Dad feels about this, but he has completed the classroom instruction portion of Behind the Wheel, right? And he plans to start his driving lessons. That's the white knuckle time, Dad. And he actually plans to apply to Hiram G. Andrews to study in the printing technology program, and hopefully you want to work in the graphics field, right? Okay. Here are some highlights from the letters of recommendation that we got from folks. From his graphic communications instructor, and I quote, these are all in quotes, these are directly from the paperwork. He's grown into an outgoing and respectable young man. He works well with his peers and has grown in customer skills. His transition coordinator indicates he's much more self-sufficient and self-confident. He takes a leadership role by helping the younger students. He's got a lot of folks in his corner now. I always offer the student the option of coming up and saying a few words, and Max was very clear this morning. He said no. All right? I understand, okay? But what I will do is write his personal statement, to read his personal statement. And then I'm going to have the representative come up. Yeah, okay. This is what he wrote. He says, "Hi, my name is Max Barton. I like to stay active with being with my friends. I also like to spend time with my dad and visiting friends in Chambersburg." Now this kind of got me here, and I'm very glad everyone is done eating. Every 2 weeks, I like to feed my snakes frozen mice. I like to do things with my friends in the neighborhood. I hope it's not catching mice, but anyway. Sometimes we play basketball, or we help shovel snow for neighbors. I like going to Hershey Park with my friends. I would like to go to college, especially Hiram G. Andrews, to continue to learn about graphics. And thank you for taking the time to read this. So that was nice. So the first thing we're going to do is have, So Max, is it okay if you come up front? You don't have to say anything. You want to, yeah, Dad, come on up. Absolutely, yeah.
This is one of the really nice things about my job. Ronald Reagan once said, for those who say there are no heroes anymore, well, they just don't know where to look. So listen, I heard you say earlier that one of the things he struggled with early on was he got very uncomfortable when other people would come that he didn't know. Well, in the half hour that I've been with Max, I know that he likes his sundaes without whipped cream. Cheers. He has two snakes. One has one eye that he selected because it was a special needs snake. And his other snake is named after his friend who was killed in a car accident as a memorial to his friend. In that half hour, I've determined very easily, I'm sure the rest of you have too, is that he's very smart, very engaging, very funny, and someone who clearly has made lemonade out of lemons. And I couldn't be more proud to be your state representative. So I'm going to present you with something that came from the Speaker of the House, okay? It's a document that we call a citation. And it says a lot of really nice things about you in there, Max. I'm not going to read them all, but I'll just read one little paragraph that says, "Now therefore, the House of Representatives of the Commonwealth of Pennsylvania heartily congratulates Max Burton upon his well-deserved recognition, offers best wishes for every future success and happiness." And I'll just say that if I can ever help you in any way, please call me, okay, Max? You got a new friend. God bless you.
Dad, you can hold, we always give them a copy of the program so you can see their name in print. But PACTESP also gives you an award so you can hang this on the wall at home. All right, so this indicates that you have the second place Life Work Challenge Award for overcoming seemingly insurmountable obstacles through your own brand of dedication, hard work, and perseverance. It also comes along with $300. Absolutely. You don't want to say a few words?
I don't know what I would say. I will just say fun.
I just want to thank you all for this opportunity for Max. It really means a lot for a child that has disabilities, and it's one thing having two parents, but then another thing being a single parent, and you have a lot of challenges in life. But certainly couldn't have done it without family and friends, and my family are here, and teachers as well. And it can be done. Don't give up on children that have disabilities. It's in there. It's just you've got to find what that niche is and find out where they are strong and what they thrive to want to do. And in Max's case, he really wants to just be helpful to everybody and be friendly and be a jokester, I think. So, I think he wants to go on the road. But thank you all for your love and your consideration for these students, and in general, just I thank you for this great avenue and this award that Max has received today. Thank you all so much.
Hopefully now you know what our membership does. This is what our organization is all about. So Ann, you wanted to say something?
This is the quietest we've ever seen that. So once he gets to know you, then you're all like part in on his jokes and everything else. Yeah, it's incredible the growth that we have seen in 3 years with Max. Like we said before, those first couple of months that he was with us his first year were really rough. He would come into guidance almost daily. Can I call my dad to come pick me up? Don't want to be here. And then his personality started to come out. Mr. Addix, his graphics instructor, has done a wonderful job. Sometimes we joke we've created a monster with all his joking and everything. But he's just done a fantastic job. And he's at the point now where we find the right employer for him. He's going to be a great employee. He will give you 110%. So we're hoping to do that. And it's wonderful that he wants to also continue his education. So just congratulations, Max. You're awesome.
And so now we come to our first place winner. I had to practice in terms of her last name pronunciation. And I never in a million years would have guessed how to say it. But our first place winner is Olivia Chevrolet. Surprised myself. She is from Middlebucks Institute of Technology, and she is in dental occupations. Her nominator was Denise Dahoney. So let me tell you a little bit about Olivia and about her challenges. She started at Middlebucks in September of 2013, very reserved, very unsure of herself, found her academics very challenging. She had test anxiety, a real fear of failing and disappointing people, and evidently one of her weaknesses is math. And at any point to do anything, she really needed a great deal of positive reinforcement. In her IEP, it allows her a small quiet area to review and study prior to her testing, to any testing. Chunking of materials, sections of tests read aloud to her. When she's studying, the teachers helped her with using flashcards, drawings, games, models, and as well as a variety of online learning tools. And she came to the understanding that she really needed to work harder than most to overcome those challenges. So let me tell you about her. Her accomplishments are, number one, she's developed her own excellent study habits. She doesn't need help anymore. She reviews her class materials every single night. She maintains an A average. She has transferred her responsibility of providing learning assistance from her special needs coordinator and teachers to herself. So now she takes care of it. She chunks her own material. She reads her own tests. And she has been requesting her accommodations less and less. And most of all, it's her self-confidence, which has really emerged to allow her to be successful. The accomplishments are that she's been inducted into the National Technical Honor Society in her junior year, which is unusual. She's earned certification through the Dental Assisting National Board in Radiation Health and Safety. Bet you that fits on that piece of paper. And that's geared to post-secondary students, not high school kids. But she's already got that certification. She actually coordinates study groups with her classmates, and they meet after school. She is the treasurer of the Skills USA organization. She is the Skills USA Student Council representative for the Dental Occupations program, and she's been that for 3 years. She participates in classroom-based fundraisers, as well as school, community, and district-wide fundraising events. She volunteered, someone who doesn't like to talk much, volunteered to speak about the Dental Occupations program at a local advisory council meeting, an executive school board meeting, and at Skills USA. She served as vice president of the HOSA chapter in her sophomore year, and she served as the student representative to the Perkins Planning Committee. In terms of working, she's worked at the Middlebucks Dental Clinic, which serves low-income individuals in need of dental treatment, which is run through the school's dental occupations program. And this is where she works with a real dentist, with real patients, as a real dental assistant. She volunteers, I love this, with the American Tooth Fairy. It's a nonprofit organization that provides dental care for children who are in need. She also volunteers for the Live Strong Foundation Club, the JDR Food Drive, and Helping Hand and Mill Creek Mentors. She has 2 after-school jobs. She teaches dance to young children with special needs and is a restaurant server at a local Italian market. And she's already been accepted at the Penn College of Technology to pursue her bachelor's degree in dental hygiene. Okay. These are some comments that came from folks who wrote her letters of recommendation. From Catherine Strauss, the administrative director, she said that Olivia effortlessly balances her academic responsibilities with her duties. She demonstrates a professional image. She uses good judgment in addressing problems. She is consistent when dealing with people, and she communicates high expectations. Denise, who was the assistant director there and was her nominator, said that Olivia is a hardworking student determined to excel. She's highly motivated and enthusiastic, and she is an inspiration to her classmates. Angela Egge, the special needs coordinator, said she does not let her disabilities stop her. And then the dental occupations instructor indicated she's conscientious, highly motivated, a self-starter. She stays on task. She works independently. Okay, I mean, this is seriously, you're all of these things. She's helpful to others. She displays enthusiasm for the field of dentistry, not often shared by people probably in this audience. Loves dentistry. Works well with others in a team approach with care and compassion for those of us who are afraid of dentists. And she has superb speaking skills. Remember, a young lady who didn't want to talk much at first, very reserved, right? And then Pam Sawyer, who's the Skills USA coordinator, said she's a dependable team player. She's generous with her time. She exhibits amazing follow-through. She meets deadlines and exceeds expectations. So that, it kind of in a nutshell, were some of the wonderful comments that that were said about Olivia. I usually like to read the student's personal statement. However, Olivia made a video. Angela said that she did it in one take. All right? But when I watched it, and frankly, I could probably have skipped all the rest of the stuff I said and just showed you the video, and you'd understand why she got the first place award. So we're going to show, it's only a little over 3 minutes, so we're going to show the video, and I have everything all set up. Let's start at the beginning.
My name is Olivia Shrevak, and I'm a student in the Dental Occupations program at Middlebucks Institute of Technology. I came into this district, and I immediately started to notice that I was falling behind with all my other classmates. My mom, my dad definitely saw me struggle when I first got into elementary school. I got evaluated, and I figured out that I had a learning disability in math, so I got put in a separate classroom so I could do one-on-one learning with them, and then it turned into that I need to be on one-on-one learning for English and reading. Teachers would kind of just throw the assignment at you, and then they started to break it down for me, and then eventually I could break it down for myself. So when I get a big project handed to me, I don't immediately get really stressed out. I chunk it down, and I make a schedule for what I'm going to do each day with it so I don't get so overwhelmed. I was pretty nervous going into high school. I thought it was a good idea coming to tech half the day because it would kind of split up the day since I don't really like to sit in a classroom and I'm more of a hands-on learner, so I knew for myself it might be better. And I tried it out and I instantly fell in love with everything here. Such a rewarding field. You're always going to be a dentist, you're always going to be a nurse, so getting someone to leave your chair smiling is such a good feeling, so I really like that. I definitely was not as motivated as I am today because I was just so comfortable getting things handed to me, being dependent on teachers. And at some point, I guess I kind of was just like, I don't want to do that. I want to be independent. I want to do my own thing. I want to get out of these classes. And I think once I went to high school, it really hit me that I'm not getting into college if I don't try harder. So I kind of just flipped the switch. I went out of my comfort zone. I worked super hard in all my classes. I got out of all my learning support classes. So now I'm in all general classes, which is a pretty big deal for me. Staff at NBIT have helped me tremendously, grown over the last 3 years. They help me with tests and quizzes, make up study guides for me. I can always go to them for help. Through radiology here, it taught me so much on study skills. I work a lot better when I have a schedule, so I just put what I need to study in certain days, and I have a job and I have other volunteer stuff that I do, so when I have my schedule, that's what I need. That helps me get through it. I'm definitely more confident with myself. I'm more outgoing with things. And I think that definitely going to NBIT and my other school really changed me as a person. Because high school kind of either breaks you or makes you. So I think it definitely kind of made me. As a result of all the work that I've done, I've gotten into National Technical Honor Society at my technical school. Honor roll, I've gotten high honors at my home school. Went into Skills USA because I thought it would be a good experience for me. And then I competed in my junior year and I won first at states and moved on to nationals, which was a really cool experience because I got to meet people from different states. We placed 4th at nationals. Got my DMV certification, which is the radiology certification for dental, so now I can take x-rays in offices. And I'm graduating this year and I'm hopefully going to a 4-year dental hygiene program. So I'm going to get my bachelor's in dental hygiene.
So you can see why I wanted you to see the video. I still can't believe you did that on one take. And it didn't look like you had cue cards or anything. You just talked on the top of your head. Incredible. All right, so now I understand, Angela, you want to come up and Denise, because you want to talk about the citation that you received, and she got this at her school instead of here from her representative, right? Okay, so you want to come up? And you too. And her mom, Lisa, and Tom are sitting there as well.
Wow. This young lady next to me, if I could have a daughter, would take her. She would. We've been through a lot. From the scared, or 3 years ago, the scared young lady with the curly hair and the glasses and the braces, who was picked on, who was made fun of. You know, she's this beautiful young lady right now, who has her daily certification. It's okay. She deserves it. She's worked hard. And congratulations to you too, Max. You deserve your award. Olivia has definitely worked hard. She used to come see me quite often. I'm her special needs coordinator at the school, and I've been doing this for 15 years and honestly never met anybody like Olivia. She has 2 wonderful parents who've always been there, really have pushed their daughter. And the one thing about Olivia is that if she has a problem, she will find you. She will ask you for help. She has, no problems asking for that help. And how she helps her friends and how she helps motivate her friends. And she has some friends who need our help. But believe me, we have tried and tried and tried. But she doesn't give up on them. And she said it. She turned that switch. And she did turn that switch. She did it on her own. And like I said, this is why I do what I do. And I think this is why we all do what we do. She's been a good asset to our school. And I know she's going to be back. And I can see her on the other side here someday teaching, doing this. She has a couple of schools she's checking out, and that's fabulous because I like teeth too. That was my first major, and I said, and she's doing it. I can see her being that doctor someday. She's fabulous. This award was given from a citation from Kathy Watson, our state representative, who came to our school, which was really nice, and we were very touched and honored by that. We had some people from our sending school principals and her other teacher from Central Bucks South, where she goes, and it was very nice. Her classmates were all there. They all cheered her on. They were even crying. Everybody was crying that day. But this is yours. Okay. And this is Olivia.
Okay, so as we did with Max, you also have a plaque with the Life Work Challenge Award information on it, and obviously a copy of the program. And for you, we have a check from our membership in the amount of $500. So that should help you with your everyday.
very much for this opportunity and also really the opportunity to be a part of the Middlebucks Institute Technology community. That video was from Olivia's classmates. They assisted her, that went around her to support her for this nomination. We couldn't be prouder of her, and we're very happy to share this with Max and his faculty. Thank you.